So it's Program Implementation Framework, PIF. The framework is just a document that spells and clearly demonstrates the principles, the content, the context, and the practices in this program. Okay? So everything you need to know, all the details that you need to know about the program and how it is designed, you know, for the objectives and for the purpose. So once you know this PIF, I tell you, you know everything about the program, and it's easy to now start implementing. Before we now get to the, I also want to say that we're going to treat two main sections in this meeting. Two main sections. The first section is about this PIF. The next section is now about the teaching itself, you know, which that's that video I played sometime. I also play it again. So that's the next section. Then, and how you teach and relate with the children. So the friendly conversations, the model of teaching, you know, different from the traditional teaching. So these are the two main. After that, then we'll do some practices. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of you will take one section and practice. Then we'll end it there. That will be the end of our meeting. So this is the first main section, and we go. So the program vision, the vision of the Young LIONNA Club program, the vision actually is a remodeled society of younger generation with purpose and dignity in Nigeria and Africa. You don't need to write, you just need to listen. You don't need to write. The only place you need to write while you have that biro and pen is if you have question, something you want to talk about or clarification, you don't want to forget it, you can write it down. Or if you have any important points that I made that will remind you, you put it down, that is fine. But not like writing everything. That is the traditional model of teaching I want to change. The same thing will apply to the children. Let them, teach them how to listen more. When they want to write, it distracts their attention from what we are saying. And they think they are copying notes. Tomorrow, let them go and write exam and pass. No. It's more of character. It's more of attitude, someone values you need to imbibe. So the more they listen and get it clear, the more effective. So let's do less of writing. But write when if you have questions, just to jot something down. So the program of the vision is that society, that country, that community of younger generation, you know, with purpose in life. So that's the vision. How can we create, all of us, we are trying to create that society, that country of younger generation of their age, you know, that will have purpose in life. They'll have this human dignity, respect human dignity in Nigeria and in Africa. We're going to go beyond Nigeria, definitely, but we're starting in Nigeria. So that's the society we are trying to create, and that's the vision of the Young LIONNA Club. So that in their age, in their time, they will know what it means to live a life of purpose, just like we are living, not a life of just making money. No, not that. Real moral purpose in life and dignity, human dignity, where you respect human beings as they are. Then the program goal. So the goal, what we are trying to achieve as a goal, at the end of each section, is to raise young leaders with the essential values of leadership that will stand against the current values of intolerance and corruption plaguing our community and society at large. We want to raise these young leaders with these essential values against what is going on today. Because if you allow them to follow the society, of course, the society is taking all of us wrongly. They will still join the chorus in their own time. They will still miss it. But we want to, you know, produce these young leaders that will have these values. Then what are the core technical objectives? The first objective here is to identify these children with leadership potentials in our schools. How do we identify them? Bono, if you see children or a child with leadership potential, how would you know in your school? Sorry, is it on radio or should we speak it? Yeah, it's on. Okay.
If I see children with potential leadership, first of all, when I see the children with potential leadership, I will see it with their characters. Yes, in the classroom, I use a class prefect as an example. Yes. If the class prefects the work to do, the prefect will go outside and in fact, let me put it.
Well, besides the class prefect, apart from the class prefect, even if you see ordinary child, just give us an example. What kind of thing, what kind of character, what kind of thing that he or she will do?
Children,
Yeah.
that leadership potential, how the children carry out their siblings, even when their mother is not around. I using this today as an example.
Okay.
When we got the coordinator.
Yes.
So the first child, when the first child communicates with us, we are very happy.
Okay.
If you tell the child to do something, the child will rush and do it with happy.
Yes,
So I saw the leadership potential in that child.
So in your own class, okay, thank you. Can sit down. No, yes, I got what they say. To sit down. So it has to do with, it's not written, but by their attitude, their normal, in your speech, not even speech, because you might find the one that's speaking good English. How they communicate, politeness, gentility in their communication. You also find one, like I have my second child, that one is Mr. Giving. If there are like 5 children here, just give him biscuits. Okay, eat. He will start from the first person. They come. You know, it's not taught. So you discover that there is sharing with others, understanding that you can only find joy and happiness when others. So not like for you to eat and others are looking at you and become sad. You see that kind of character. So once you, just like she said, you see them, they don't know, but in your class, attitude, sharing, somebody will see something, you pick the garbage and go and trash it, even though he or she is not the one that kept it. Such things. So we are trying to identify these children. Now, it is deliberate, intentional identification of those children with potential, leadership values. Then the second one is to inculcate in them the essential value of positive leadership style. It's not enough to say a child must show leadership value for you to select. It's also okay to even select those who, because it doesn't, it could be that those ones that have that could be just the environment. They've already been, somehow influenced to do that. It doesn't mean that the other ones, they don't have opportunity of having such environments that will train them. It doesn't mean they're entirely bad. However, we can give opportunity to everyone, but pay more attention to those ones that have that values. This time, the objective of the club is to inculcate that essential values in them. So let them see life differently from what they see in the world. Now, the third one is to expose them to leadership opportunities at young age. And how do you expose them? How do you expose them to leadership opportunities at young age? Even in the school, how do you expose them?
The responsibilities for life as class prefects. Okay, just like our program now, we have this thing, we always do this. You are the president, you are this, you are the minister for this. So it gives them this.
Do you do it?
Yes.
Did you do it last time?
Yes.
Did you do it?
Yes. It gives them this sense of responsibility.
Really?
Okay, if I do this, that means I need to.
Did you do it?
We didn't do it, they just introduced the idea to us last time.
Okay.
So, no, I'm not with them last time, so I don't know how to cope with it.
Okay. Okay. So, perfect. Even at home, you give them responsibilities and give them the opportunity. But I like that part because it's also in the PIF, where you give them kind of leadership opportunities in the school. Even give them the names. You are the president, you are Minister of Agriculture. So if there's more farm, the person will be in charge in coordinating them to go to farm. You are Minister of Finance, all those things, and just watch how they handle it. So it will be an opportunity for them to practice what they learn from the clubs. And you also observe them. So these are the three main core objectives of the Young Lionner Club. If we don't do these three, identify them at young, impact them with that knowledge and the lessons and values of leadership, and also give them opportunities to practice what they learn, which is the third one, then we are not achieving much in the club. Then measurable objectives are, program outcomes are the things we can see, we can measure when we do, implement the program. The first one, to increase number of children identified with positive leadership potentials. When we, each set, we identify some kids. Another set, another season 5 is still coming. We're going to, is it 5 or 6? I think it's 5. It's 5? Okay. Okay, don't worry. Let's go with season 5 first. Just know that the next season, okay, we're going to identify another set of kids. When we now number of kids we've identified, it keeps increasing. So we are achieving the first outcome. Second outcome, increase the level of interest and participation among children in the quest for leadership values. Somebody said, is it you that somebody said their children will be coming to, I think you, coming to Auntie, I want to join the next one. Auntie, I want to join. So now they have this hunger. And when you see all those with their t-shirts walking majestically, there's this. So we are tired of boosting the wrong things, wrong character. Somebody go steal money, they clap for them. You don't get, where is, you don't know. But this time around, let's form a community where people present their values, leadership values, and they are proud of it. And people out there envy them. I want to be like Nelson Mandela. You want to be like this person. You want to be like all those people that you know. So now they have typical examples of those values being expressed in their schools by their own peers. And they will now love to be like them. So tomorrow, and I hope if they come to you to ask you, Auntie, I want to join, ask them, why do you want to join? I hope it's not that small lunch or bag that they get. Maybe they are coming for. But just try to interrogate. But again, the way you present those kids and the way they carry themselves in the school, teach them courage, leadership courage, and morals as the values. Then you will see the difference. Anybody that fights, you call the person's attention. You're a leader. I think who said that? You call, thank you. You're a leader. Leaders, they fight. Is that you? It will start getting into their mind. Now, increase the number of children empowered with attitude and will for transformational leadership. Fourth one, we increase the number of demonstrated visible character and value change for leadership. The fifth one, we also increase satisfaction and willingness of parents. You see parents and other stakeholders, they now want to support their children and their ward because they are part of the members of the club. You see that all. So these are the things we can see, we can measure that the value that will bring, the club brings. Then the sixth, increase public and community recognitions of the schools hosting the program due to their humble but laudable roles in being part of solutions for humanity. This sixth one is the reason why we ask you to do community services. Go to the community, look at all those places. There are many ways. I think that my Christy also brought up a lot of ideas. Hospital visits, orphanage visits. Let them make it, at least. They also say it. It's community service without pay. And the community will see them, when they see them move, if it's sanitation, that is fine. They will appreciate them. Oh, they are adding value. So it's also bringing recognition for your school. Oh, they do this, and this is the value that this club brings to this community. Some stakeholders will also see them doing the same thing. And you become a talk of the town. And I've also told you something about putting a banner at the gate to say, this happens here. Now, what you are trying to do generally is to set up a kind of standard that communities and other schools or other children will see and they will want to emulate. Not because you want to build fame or publicity for nothing, but we want to start building fame for positive values, for what is good. We are tired of building fame for wrong thing. Yahoo is happening for him or because he's driving. No, let's change the narrative. So that's the sixth objective. Now, let's get to the Okay, so let's get to the main description of the PIF. Now, the first one is the project cycle. The project cycle or period, when does it run? Second term to where? So it runs 6 months, only 2 terms. Second term, right? That's how it runs. Then you use first term to do what? Preparation, selection, all those preparation. Use all your first term. You're going into your first term, that's what you do. So second term, you're ready and you hit the. So that's the project cycle from January to around June or August or thereabout or July. Then the name of the club here it says it's the Young Leaders Initiative of the New Nigeria and Africa. Some could also say the Young Leaders Initiative for the New Nigeria and Africa. Whichever one you use, it's fine. Okay, so that's all. In short, Young LIONNA or Y LIONNA. Then the club membership size this time is going to be between 15 to 30 pupils. 15 to 30 pupils. So we try to make it at least 15, but not more than 30. Why you want to do no more than 30? Who can tell me? Why do you want to size it at just maximum of 30 pupils? Okay, reach out to them individually again. Beautiful. Less population. Less population for the so we don't want them, we want them spaced. I think I've seen some of our classes where they are two, you know. So we need to create room, space them out. So we are thinking that 30 is sizable for a room like this. But depending on the size you have, you can determine, and also the funding, which I mentioned somewhere, the funding available, we can determine the size, but nothing less than 15 and nothing more than 30. Then the selection criteria. You know, here it says recruitment of pupils will be combined among grades elementary 2 and 4. Yeah? 3 and 4. Yes, 3 and 4. We recommend that 20% of the pupils could come from teachers' recommendation based on familiarity with their leadership potentials. Like when I said, how do you know? Which potential leaders, how do you know? Now, we are saying that 20%, you can determine 20% by picking. I've seen this person do, you know, exhibit or demonstrate some leadership value. I think he's a potential for that, so we can pick. But 80% shall be by what? 80%, that's the rest of them shall be by what? Not leadership demonstration. Lucky job. So 80%, the idea is that give everybody a chance. There's this problem that parents trying to influence the director or the owner of the school. If my child, you know, is not selected, and they did terribly bad with that. But the good thing I love about them was that they were sincere. They said it openly that because of this. But now we want to put an end. It's the same politics that killed Nigeria. Because my child, because I'm powerful, they bring money pass. So if you start taking the children of the rich, why there are quotations among the children of the poor? Each of them friends. So no such influence should not be welcomed. So we are now saying that it should be through lucky dip. So if you have like 20 pupils to be selected, season 5, for example, we'll still get to that. 20% of 20 should be 4, I guess. 4. So it's only 4 pupils that you can select character and values. The rest of the 18, you should just do, yeah? The rest of the 16, sorry, should be by. So how do you do that? You can put 16 yes inside 50 no's. Just write paper and just mix them. So if you have like 3 classes or 4 classes, you know, you divide it into that number of classes. So you know that in this class, okay, if you have like 4 classes and 16, so you're going to pick like 4, 666. Right? No. No, minus the 4. So you have 16 now. It will be 4 by 4. So, now I'm just giving you an example. If you're making use of 4 classes, you can go with 3. You can go with 3. Whichever number. I just want to give you an example how to, so that each class will have equal opportunities in their picking, in their selection. So once they pick, the ones that picked yes will be, and it's something that is very, in fact, let me say it's open to God to choose. It looks like lucky dip, but it's not by chance. God will direct the steps of whom he wants. So we are kind of giving our wisdom, our intelligence to him and say, take care of that. So parents won't come to quarrel to say they must be there. If your child picks, that is fine. So please, let's take this very seriously. That's what's going to happen in the next set. Then the 5th one, engagement of parents for assent and consent. What this one is saying is that at the end, parents must sign. Parents of the selected, we have a letter that will share a template of the letter that they will read and sign, put their name and sign to say, yes, they know that their child or their children or what. I made a comment again, please. Okay, what do you think? Even in the lucky dip, if 2 children from one family pick, you can't do anything else. Yeah, that's how God wants it. So that's right. So this is your agreement. I didn't know, so I'm taking it from you.
One person is to represent the family.
That's another type, another
So
way.
whereby another person is for the family. 5 years.
What do you think?
No, come again. We didn't get that.
I said, ordinarily, one person in the family must participate. Whereby another person in the family, yes, 5 years, what will happen? And when you were talking, you said something about picking by character. I have a particular girl called Angel. Her name is Angel. She's good in character. She speaks as speech.
But you have only 4. As in, like you have only 20% of the number to pick by character. Others will go to the lucky dip.
So why I called her name now? Her elder sister participated.
Okay.
Is she supposed to participate again?
And that was
In the same
that was the previous set, right? Her sister participated in the previous set. As in the sets are passed.
Yes.
Passed out. Okay. She has a right to participate in this set. Because it's another session altogether.
No, it's another session altogether.
Do you get that?
Yes. No, if the sister participated in the previous session, another family could still participate in the next session.
Someone else from that
Someone
family.
else from that chapter.
By character.
If she's
When
sorry,
you say by, okay, sorry.
let me.
Go ahead.
Do I get what you're asking? Is it this? You have somebody from 2 family, right? The same family,
Yes.
but the sister has already participated. So the next session is coming on, and there is a girl you want to recommend. Is that not so?
Yes.
Okay, because of her character. Now, okay, I also want to put something here. Like in a school, I think you're about 3 teachers, facilitators, right? If that 4% that was given is, let it be that one teacher will not bring 2 students, you will share it 1-1. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We have four slots, so we call it 4 slots for by teacher by recommendation.
Now, I got a question. Another thing is that from the class where they want to pick from, the teacher might not even be teaching in that class. The teacher might be coming from another class entirely.
Yes.
So if the teachers are picking, it mustn't be you as you pick someone. You can go to that class and ask the teacher, do you have anybody with this character, this value? If the teacher says yes, the pick, it mustn't be someone you know personally. So it's not like personal thing. So you can go to the class, even though you're not the teacher of the class, but it's in elementary, it's within the eligible classes. You can ask, do you have somebody like this, like this, like this? And they will pick. In fact, let me even say, in a situation where they get like 6 or more, nice, like that, good character, you can run lucky dip for them to just for only 4. Then others can go through the mentor.
Okay, sir, I agree with what you're saying, but I beg to differ a bit.
Okay.
I would have preferred,
Yeah.
let the teacher, the facilitators do that. Do you know why I say so? Because the same thing you're trying to run away from them doing somebody you know might still be what the class teacher will do. Do you get it?
Okay.
But because the class teacher doesn't know the value of what we are trying to conquer, but these ones here, they have already known. So it's going to be a sin upon them that they know the right thing and choose to do the wrong thing.
So what are if it's the class they don't know?
No, what I'm saying,
this.
sir, I'm saying, sir, that's one slot. Like those days when in school, they will say you have the list, that is the provost list, all those things for you to get admission. Now you are a facilitator, right? So it is also on you as a responsibility for you to check these children, see them, watch them. You don't need to be their class teacher.
Okay.
But there's a child that you have been observing. You know that this child, do you get it, has this quality, has this value. You don't know, but you have been monitoring this child. Because you are in school, you know these children. They don't necessarily need to be in your class. You might be passing and you see a child that you just start taking notes. You have another one, you're taking notes like that because you know what we are looking out for. The teacher might not know.
Okay.
So then, another thing I also want to say there is that since you're 3 or 4, let it be 1-1 per person. As in 1-1-1. Do you get it? That slot, 20% is like going to be 4 now, right? If there are 3 facilitators in each school, one teacher should not give us 2. Do you understand? You know why? Not really. It's not that it's going to be a big crime or something like that. We also try to avoid somebody to have a monotony of power now. Do you understand? Let everybody be selected.
Yeah, I just want to let me put this in what they call parking lots. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So we don't take the whole energy in talking about it. Let's go ahead. But it's something we need to do.
So to come back to answer her question, what she said. So, madam, from what I understood, you said the sister has already participated in the previous set.
Yes.
So this person is a new set and is a new session, right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
She has equal rights like another person.
Okay.
What we are trying to avoid is 2 family in the same set. The same, as in that same
Yes.
do you get it? That's just what we're
That's
trying
what
to
we try to
avoid.
avoid. So
As long as the person
it's
meets
correct.
up the criteria and is qualified, it's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is that clear?
It's clear, but I still have one thing to say.
Okay, say.
Like last time I had problem with those in basic 6
Okay.
because I'm a teacher in basic 4
Okay.
and they passed through me because we picked from basic 4, basic 5, basic 6. So I've picked the ones that will give me what I want.
Okay.
Then the remaining one, we said we can still pick from them. Like those now in 6, that just those that we just picked the last set, they really troubled me. And it's a must. I must pick from them.
You must
From
pick
6, from basic 6.
I think this will answer the question. Just like what we're looking at now, the 20% is strictly for us, the teachers.
Yeah.
The 80%, this will save you a lot of stress because you are picking as it's okay, you pick whether it's a yes or no, settles a lot of issues. So I think that's what will help you this time. So let's go with the 20% is what we have influence over, but the 80% strictly on this is by chance.
Yes.
And if you are being selected, that means God wants you to be in that program. So it saves you the stress of, Auntie, you should have chosen me. Auntie, I'm no longer your friend, and what have you. That's just it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thing still goes as like I normally pick my own with my HM.
Okay.
And this time around, she were like some parents, a particular parents complained anyway. So I told the parents that I thought your son was among the first set, but she said no. So I now looked into it and noticed that she was telling me the truth, that the son was not among. Then I had to choose the son this time around. Then talking of what she said, I had the twins last session on. I first picked the first twins. So the other twins were like, teacher, did not pick me. I said, don't worry, I'll still pick you. So the mom also called me. I told her that the program have not finished. I'll still pick the second twins, that the 2 of them cannot be in the same group. So when I finished that first twins, and I had to choose the second twin, and she was very happy. So I had to do it like that for every child and every parent family to be participating in it, that kind of program. So I don't normally choose the two, maybe the siblings.
Or the
Two of
same.
them will be in the same program time.
So that was the right thing to do.
Yes.
So now we are
yes.
coming with another improved.
Yeah.
Yes. So it will save you the headache.
Yeah.
Like the school, the fruitful trees, they had issues with parents, creating enmity, something that would bring joy to the school.
Yeah.
So they start trying. So it was so. So I'm sure they will be happy to go
Okay.
with this. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. I'm
Okay, sorry, can I?
Sorry for not clarifying this and giving you the stress of fighting parents and and pupils. Okay.
Okay, what if in my own school, I
Yeah.
don't normally have that problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
because like I said, my HM helps me to pick the children. She knows them, and I know them as well. So if in the situation that I'm not having this kind of problem, because I've already started picking them with her help. I'm telling her the ones that I would choose. Like the one I told you that she always stayed at the window whenever I'm having the program. She's like, teacher, I want to join. I said, okay, I will pick you. So I've already started choosing them before they even start the first term session. So like me, I'm not having this issue of parents complaining or maybe the children complaining.
Okay.
Should I still go ahead with that or follow this?
Oh, anything you find here, follow it to the letter. Don't bring. Don't. That's the standard now. Anything you find here, follow it to the letter. It's easy. See, let me tell you the truth. Because you don't have the problem now, doesn't mean you have it tomorrow. So we are trying to solve the problem for you in future, cases and problems. So that's what. So what we call learning is that you learn from other people's problem. Know that your own can come anytime. So don't say because you don't have the problem, you want to continue. And if you hit no, it doesn't. So yeah.
We also still try to consider, like she said, she has started picking. Sorry, please.
Oh, for this session?
Yeah, okay, like now, how many people have you already picked? How many people?
Have you told the children? No. Okay, since you have not told them, I will suggest you go on the lucky dip, because if they do it themselves, they will be the ones to testify that they did it themselves.
Yes.
So maybe probably that particular child that you have in mind, you have promised that you win, so that you don't fail the child, so you can use it as your normal 20%. Is that clear now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you.
Please,
Okay.
I want to ask,
Mm.
do we have particular class that yes, that should
Any-
participate in that club?
We are
As in
saying
particular class.
3
Uh-huh.
and 4. What do you call it? Is it grade 3, primary 3 and primary 4?
Okay.
Basic 3 or basic 4? I don't know what you call it now. Do you have any issues with that?
No, yeah, I'm hearing primary 5, primary 6. That's what I
No,
want
that's
to
what
ask.
they were doing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I remember I remember a school. Is it 53 or so? Did we know? Okay, so just know it today. It's primary 3 and 4 standard. If you have reason, I can't remember, but during the design, we've talked about all that, the age brackets and all that. There are two. Okay, say it again. 8, 9.
Almost all of them are 4.
So I said basic 3 and 4. Basic 3 and 4. Is you have any problem with basic 3? Age. Okay. But we are also looking at what point to catch them. You can really, not those ones that even, the higher you go, even though yes, they can write, they can, just like saying going to talk to secondary school, university people. Those ones, they can write, they can speak English, they can do anything. But you know that it's like you're pouring water on the stone. So, yes, ma'am.
Issue on this age, this particular selection. I remember when you said it, I had to go and research to find out what is that age.
Okay.
Like this thing they are saying that it will differ from schools. If it's a public school, they will get the correct age.
Do you get it? But these private schools, and if you know the push, you are the men. But we are the women. We know. I understand what they're talking about. If you know the push parents do, I don't know. It's just a suggestion, sir.
Okay.
Can we go by using that age, like you say, 8, 9? So when we get to the class, and you're not up to that age, you won't do the lucky dip. Could that also help so that we get, because you will know the age from the school.
If you're in support, say, Is it
I don't know,
A?
it's just a suggestion.
Are you in support age? Let's go with age. 8, 9, right? Okay, thank you so much. So let's go with 8, 9. So remind old. Yeah, I think you're right. So age 9. Let's go to 8. It's 8 years and 9 years. Okay, thank you. So for the parents, oh, honestly, I love your participation. So that will inform some changes when I will now review the PIF. So we are saying that the parents will sign all those copies to show that they are aware and they are in support of their children participating. There are something we are trying to avoid. You know, something that will happen tomorrow. They say nobody told them, or this one is that kind of thing. So you have to bring their consent. And part of signing means that they also be part of the group, the WhatsApp group, where we share notifications and communications to the parents, which I will still come to that. Now that is this. So let's go to the, so next one is the program activities by the school. So what are your own responsibilities by the school? First, holding club meetings once a week. Schools to choose a convenient day in a week, but be consistent with that day for all weeks of the programs. So if you are choosing Tuesday, every Tuesday. So don't do Tuesday today, Friday, next one, Thursday. Just be consistent with that any time that is convenient. For those ones, for city that chooses Monday on sit at home, why they are fighting? We want Thursday. Okay, Thursday. Okay. Now the two. Then create rotational leadership opportunities. Please. You said you guys didn't do that last time. So now it's a very key. That's the second one. Create rotational leadership opportunities for members in the school. President, vice president, labor minister. So create those roles for them and be giving them that role. Maybe if it's about 7 roles, you give 7 people this week or 2 weeks. They will hold it for 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks you change again. Just be giving, you know, and see how they use it. They'll come and also show report what they did as the president or as the minister of create any minister, whatever you want, that is relevant within the school. Minister of Labor, Minister of Environment or Sanitation, Minister of, just give them that minister. Let them get used to answering minister. So not like when you get it, they call you minister, you want to use power to finish everybody. So let them start, you get used to managing them that comes with power, you know, and also find how they apply humility with other students. That will also help you to pick out the good in them. The media coverage and documentation, media recording, editing video and photos of all sessions, of at least 2 sessions in a month. Now, these are basically for the new partners. You know, when you guys started, that first time, you all did this, and I will tell you why we wanted you to do it. But what you're saying about this is that you will do a media coverage of 2 sessions in a month. So your media team, you just pick some few sessions, just not all, then the next session again, pick some few sessions, and they will now use it to produce a 4-minute or 5-minute media production. That is also for your own school. The idea of doing that is that I will take you, when we get there, I will explain to you. You need to have a resource from your school that you can share with stakeholders, with communities, or with people or partners that you might want to invite in your school to say, this is what we do. They can watch that 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes clip in YouTube. They will see all your school, what you do with Young LIONNA, the sessions, the children, you know, different lessons, and it becomes your source or your resource to also seek partners. And what I mean, when you talk about partners, what do I mean by partners for your school? Giro mustn't be there all the time. Just assume that Giro must not be there. We're just coming to help you to stand and show you the way to start being part of solution in our country using the Giro program. So situations where Giro is not there to support, you can also find partners around. Maybe corporate institutions, banks, businesses around, you know, what do you call it? Individuals, village heads, community, and say, this school, this is what we do. You can use it to show them to see what we do. So you can speak to it and say, okay, we need support to continue, doing such. Also to parents. So it becomes your own records when you have such media that the school can speak to say, this is our program and this is what we do. You show people to see. So that's why we are doing that. However, for those starting new, or for the purpose of this recording, for those starting new, for our new partners, you have to, okay, this says 2 sessions in a month. Okay, about 5-minute edited coverage in a month shall be shared with the funding partner. FP is the funding partner, that's 0. So wherever you see FP, on or before 6th of the following month. So what it means is that if you run for this month, you have 4 weeks in a month. So we're expecting that you are doing 4 lessons in that month. So your coverage team, your video team will come and cover like 2 lessons and make a 5-minute clip from it and now share with us before 6th of next month. You are giving us coverage of the last month. Does that make sense? Before 6th, we're in August, right? So let me say you've done the week 1 in August, week 2, week 3, week 4. The video coverage team, they must have covered like 2 sessions, any 2 sessions in that month. But before 6th of September, they've done the editing and the coverage and sent to us and give you a copy, school, their own copy to keep. So what I'm saying is that the deadline for submitting the media report is 6th of the next month. We are submitting the report of the previous month 4th. Does that make sense now? We are submitting the report of this month before 6th of next month. We are submitting the report of September before 6th of October. That's how it works. But it might not apply much for you that have already continued, okay? Then the next one, so you participate in quarterly virtual program review meetings on every. Now, there will be meetings, virtual meetings, the online one, and I'm sure you're already on WhatsApp with your CPM. So we are proposing that every quarter, once in 3 months, you have an online meeting to review what you have done with your CPM. It could be your state program manager. If you have a state program manager, that's somebody who's within the state that can visit physically, then you can have the meeting physically. Sit down and discuss what you've done in the last 3 months. That's the quarter, that's the last term. Now, you have monthly online technical reports. Remember, what we are saying here are the things that your responsibility, things you should be doing. You'll be reporting monthly. Every month, you go to online, you have the technical report and you have the financial report. Technical report is the one that your coordinator will fill online and click submit. We will receive it wherever you are. So the technical report are the things you have done within that last month. Then the financial report, how you spend the money given to you. You have form. It's a form that you just fill. You don't need to start writing grammar. Are you with me? Bon, are you with me? Yeah. So I'm saying that there are 2 reports you'll be sending. The first one is the technical report, normal report, your program report. Second one is the financial report. That one is every quarter. For those giving certain money, you are asked to report. So after each term, because I think one term is 3 months. So at the end of each term, you go there and fill that financial report form and send. What do you want to say? You're smiling. What's that? You wanted to say something? Okay. Please ask questions. Please ask. Now, I will still come to the mode of facilitation. This is one of the main reasons why I am here. Okay? But I won't talk about it now because we have a different session. But here, what I'm just trying to say is that mode of facilitation and lesson for the children shall be through friendly conversations, discussions, storytelling, video shows, guidance and counseling, brainstorming, sharing of ideas, and practical field work. It's not the traditional teaching like you used to know. So I will come to that, and to talk more about that. So then 8. Now let's talk about the leadership module structure and content. The structure and content Of course, okay, talk about the lesson guide. We'll provide the lesson guide to the teachers, hard copy, that would help them and help the teachers and help all of you to see how to facilitate and follow the contents as structured, you know. So this one says the lesson guide will assist teachers to facilitate the meetings, events easily and harmoniously with same standards and approach. The lesson module comprises 14 units of lessons of leadership themes and qualities. And why we are using this lesson guide is to make sure that it is the same thing all over the world, not just Nigeria. So wherever, in any African country, in any place, wherever you are doing Young LIONNA Club, you have the same standard and the same lessons. So it's not like people are doing what they feel or what they like. So it's a way of harmonizing you, teaching the same thing and following the same sequence. That's the essence of, another good essence of the guide. Okay? So this means that, okay, we'll talk about the weeks. You teach each lesson, you take one lesson for each week. So we are saying that within 14 weeks, you must have covered all the lessons. If you cover all the lessons within 14 weeks, if you still have extra weeks in that time, you can now use that extra weeks to just do some kind of revisions. But each week, one lesson, each week, one lesson. So within 14 weeks, you've covered all that. So, yes. Okay.
Yeah, written tests. Like, I normally give them that time to go and read their fish. So I normally skip the week or maybe 2 weeks within their test. Yeah, I read them, normally have them exam. So, but before exam, I used to finish it. I'm talking about they say 14 weeks. I'm talking about their test. I don't normally discuss them about having tests. But they can feel free and read them. So I skip it to the next week or maybe. So at times, don't normally talk about that 14 weeks.
So the 14 weeks means you have 7 weeks in one term. 7 weeks in one term. So however you're going to space it to also accommodate their academic, so you don't, yes, it's okay. But just know that at the back of your mind, you have 7 weeks in this time. So you know how to space it. So it's still fine. Because we don't want it to also affect their usual, school calendar. So, we're also saying here, as part of your responsibilities, that this is to encourage wider participation and shared burdens. So here we are talking about having 3 teachers. The idea is that so the burden is not much on one person. So you know how to share yourselves. Apart from Queen's model, they have 2 campuses. So I think you have a way of doing your own thing. But generally, what we had in mind, and we still have in mind, is to make sure you have like 3 teachers. So the burden is not much on one person. So if one person teaches this week, she knows that her next class will be in 3 weeks' time. So that other ones will teach. Then some also decides in their own way, let all of them be participating in each lesson of the week. So which one do you think? What do you do? How do you do yours?
We have 3 teachers here, but one of us is our coordinator.
Yes, yes.
Two teachers and one is coordinator.
Perfect. It's okay. Sorry. Yes, they made a good point. In fact, that called my mind to that. You know, why I put 3 teachers, in some cases, because she's in a secondary school, but Sharon is also a coordinator in Queen's model, but she would have loved to be teaching if it's happening in her. So what I'm trying to say is that the coordinator, if she wishes to be teaching, it's okay. So she is saying that their own, the coordinator just coordinates while the 2 teachers do the teaching. So there are 3 of them. So you have 1 coordinator and 2 teachers. Yes? Yeah.
Like, I'm a coordinator, so I also find time to also teach. because there are some things, there are ideas you have, because you work hand in hand more. So there's some ideas
Are you guys listening?
to things that also help a long way. And the students also seeing a new face, getting no idea, they are excited. Anytime I visit, it's always like, wow, you know. So I feel the coordinator should also be part of the system. Yeah, I don't see one position.
Do you get that?
Yeah,
So what do you think?
I actually wanted to ask her, she has spoken my mind. I wanted to ask if their coordinator actually comes to teach. Like you said, it helps the children to see new faces. Secondly, we don't coordinate from our family. It's not leadership from our family. You should be, because if you're not careful, you discover that the coordinator doesn't even know our values. And this is what we're trying to run away from. You should be able to know the Young LIONNA value in your tips for you to be as a coordinator, as a facilitator. At times they just answer this big name and run from the responsibilities. Please, let's make sure that we don't omit that.
Yes.
What did she say?
That okay. But the coordinator should be being around when the lesson is going on. Okay.
She will also participate in teaching once in a while. So she will take lessons. Ilozo. No, she's not here. She traveled. You understand? And they're making very good. No, it's good when you now hear from among you to understand how it works. You don't coordinate from afar. That coordinator, is she not in the school? You know, we're also teaching our children leadership. So leadership is not like you come through the door, you say, what are you doing? You? Yes? You? There, sit there. Okay, I'm the coordinator. You sit here. And after that, the person goes. Is that coordinating? So leadership should actually be involved. Let her take part of at least some teachings, some parts. You know, even if I wouldn't know what could happen, probably whether she has more tasks or assignments to carry out in the school that wouldn't give her more time. But whichever be the case, let her also be part of the teaching. So from the points and the whatever they get, I think it makes a lot of sense. The teachers, the children will also be seeing new faces, at least 3 faces changing. And that will be an opportunity. Her teaching as a coordinator is an opportunity to also teach you, show you people how to do it as the coordinator. Because the coordinator, ideally, that's why she's a coordinator, is someone who is supposed to have more experience in that. So part of the coordination again, even if she doesn't do the teaching, it's also good for her to be around. So after watching the teaching, she will see something to correct. Oh, no, do it this way. No, play the video before this, because she understands the structure. Or ask this kind of questions. So please, this is a take home. Let coordinators be fully part of it. Not coordinator, yeah, is that?
Yeah, she's being around, but in teaching aspects.
Yeah. Okay, so
she do stay with us.
this is our new suggestion to encourage her, all coordinators, to be part of the teaching themselves. Okay? Okay, thank you. So now the identify Young LIONNA teachers must attend compulsory orientation training, virtual, online, or physical, as determined available, like we are doing now. Yeah, there shall be the orientation training annually, like we are doing now. Then the pupils handbook, that's the geographical handbook produced for this purpose. The customized handbook titled, of course, you know all the handbook. You know that it's a very, very powerful tool and instrument to facilitate this. Because before time, which I also mentioned, before then, okay, I think I mentioned this already, so let me just leave that. So you have the book for the kids. Then we are saying that each activity, as much as possible, avoid walking. Give me. I need you more than I need all this. I don't flash me that one. Please avoid any messages. That's why I want to send that. I need you more than anything. Yeah? We'll be done on this session and have our breakfast. So, for the duration of each club, each activity, we say 1 hour and 1 hour 30 minutes. Right? Please, for no reason, you shouldn't exceed 1 hour 30 minutes. Our next session will be a practical facilitation of this. I'll show you how to do it. You don't have to follow one after the other. You know the way they that's why that's now way. You read it out, they read after you. Leadership, say it, leadership. A for apple, A for apple. This okay, what are you doing? Come on, listen to the class. Up here. A for apple, A for apple. If you follow it that way, 5 hours is not finished one lesson. So I will show you that. So what? Happy boy. So 1 hour. So 1 hour, between 1 hour and 30 minutes. There are some that are more, some are not very short, but I will show you. Okay. Then the administrative responsibility from our own part. This is our responsibility. That's number 10. So with support funding from Digital Africa, so the schools these are things that we should do. Okay, we want to teach us. Okay, now, so the school, from the administrative part, we provide a comfortable and neat meeting space, like we have a very comfortable. The media documentation I'm sharing, so you will engage a media person for minimum events coverage with the following job description, take professional photos or so on. Now, this part, like I said, is basically for the new partners. After the first year, don't need to do this, just use your phone to do that, just to keep us going. For the professional coverage, like for the first time, when we believe that we start produce media resources for you for your school. So in case you want to go and mainly stakeholder engagement or whatever, so you have something to work with. So you take professional photos of this. Then the fourth one, so provision of light refreshments. So provision of the light refreshment for kids, occasionally as deemed fit by the school. So refreshments are heavy drinks and snacks, such as natural drinks. So do you give them anything in that session? Do you give them any refreshments? Yes. Right? No, I don't know whether after or within, but what do you give them? Okay. Okay. Only try. Goodbye. Shut up, you give your this model.
Okay, it's been lights. Okay.
It's been
giving lights, snacks, everything.
okay. So we encourage that just to keep them lively. And again, the snacks, we're saying it should be something organic snacks. I want to discourage deep pie, cake, all those pastries. If you have money for shawarma, fine. And all those, what's that one that they cut into different slices? What's that name? Eh? Pizza. 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 All those stuff. So we want to discourage that, right? So let's go for just our local snacks, okpa, moi, zobo, soy milk. Look, there could be, so what now? Okay, now even corn, right? Yes. No corn. No, no more corn. Cooked corn. Yes. And pear. These are local snacks. Encourage them to do that. So, yeah. Coconut or coconut. So just think about that. I'm not trying to say let's encourage our organic snacks. You know, it's also part of what we're teaching. By the time you get to those lessons, you will see. You know, so though sometimes organic will be more expensive than what we call organic, but for whatever reason, let's encourage that and to find a way of supporting, at least to make it lively. Then we also encourage that members Both teachers and pupils shall wear Young LIONNA t-shirts to schools on club days as a show of pride as a member and publicity for. Then welcome GL Africa state program managers or central program managers on occasional supervisory visits to join the meetings and events. Then submitting your quarterly financial reports. I've mentioned that through the online platform in GL Africa website at the end of every month on or before the 3rd of the last calendar. What they're just trying to say is that if this month is the last month, then submit your financial report before 3rd of next month for that month. Then relevant receipts will be required for our records and accountability. Now, for the sponsorship, these are the rules for GL Africa. What we're going to provide, for the schools to facilitate this program, for new schools in particular. So when N means new school, it's regular school. What we're supposed to provide for regular new school, a flat television screen with USB media play function, so that you can have your videos and play, as here, instead of going through the laptop. So we're going to provide flat screen to the school, the media engagement for documents, editing and media. If we need that, we're going to provide that for the new school. But if we need that for regular schools, we're also going to, try to support the such productions. Then internet monthly subscription, that's for the new school, so that they can also have online meetings with their managers and do other. Then light refreshments for pupils for meetings once a month. We're going to sponsor that fully for the new schools. Then children and teachers, your club branded t-shirts, all. We're going to provide that for all schools when we can. The signage board to indicate the Young LIONNA club posting by the school, that will be designed by Juro, framed and installed by you. We're going to do the design and share with you to now print in your school, then and install. And that takes me to asking this question. Do you still have our signage in the front of your gates in your schools? One day. But this for secondary school now. So for the primary, for the campuses. There's one in front of the gate. Okay. So but none for Ubohai. Oh, please do. Osili, do you have in front of the gate?
We don't have the gate one, there's one inside.
Well, we'll give you the gate one and the inside one. What happens to the gate one?
We do spread it one with having many discussions, but we let it go this way.
Only when you're having the meeting. So why not regular?
But the classroom one is permanent.
Yeah. You always want to take me to the classroom. I'm taking you back to the gate. You take me back to the classroom. I know the classroom is permanent. The gate one is one I'm asking now. Why is it not permanent?
I don't know. I will ask our coordinator.
Please make it permanent. It's also giving glory to your school. It's also for your school. It's also publicity. To say that you partner with GL Africa for this. And they see their children, they see the uniform, they see the closing dates and the graduations. So make sure that it's also framed. Use wood so that you can just frame and hang it. So that breeze or wind or anything wouldn't disturb. If you can nail it to the wall, make it be permanent there. To show that your school partners and host this club or this program in your school. Giving glory to your school and also for your own publicity. Right? Okay. Now, the incentives, the awards, incentive packages to be given. You have a special incentive package to be given to 3 to 10 exceptional leaders, young leaders. Exceptional, what do you mean by exceptional? It's different from the regular ones we give everybody. So we're trying to start giving the ones that behaved well, demonstrated well, all their thoughts. That's why we are trying to make that leadership positions for them. So you can watch and observe how they relate to their students in the school and also learn from their parents. So what at the end of it, we select 3 to 10 exceptional LIONNAs, and we can give them, no matter how small, incentive to say, well done, that you performed well, you've done well. This is different from the regular incentives. These packages I will give all of them for participating. And we're also going to provide certificates of participation to every member. Okay? So the school, when it comes to, so we're saying also that the school shall send its, so the school shall send its budget based on the assigned roles. Whatever we ask you to do, you send the budget. If it's the one you are going to form, then we can now approve that and send to you. And the funding partner direct support shall be monetized and disbursed to the school on quarterly basis. Then subsequent quarterly funds, okay, this is just about funding, how we send you money. Basically, it's on quarterly basis, not monthly. So we'll give it for the quarter, depending on how well you perform and show the goods management of the ones that you mentioned, determine how we're going to give you the extra. Then the program management roles. This has to do from our own parts, how we're going to manage you. You have your central program manager and you're having your state program manager. For some states, you don't have states for now, you only have central program manager. So these are the people that will relate with you directly. If you have any issues, challenges, before you do anything, communicate with them and let them seek their own consent, their approval before you go. If you have any challenges, communicate with them. So we provide both technical and administrative support to your school. And so they also part of your school. So everything you want, relate with them. But if you have state manager, these are the ones that are on ground. They are in ground on your state. They can visit your school physically to join your meetings, see what you're doing. So those also provide technical support. While you are central program manager and work manager, you cannot be problem. You can talk to them on the phone. They provide both technical and administrative. Like if there's something you're doing that might need financial support, or you want to change the money for something else, discuss with them directly. Let them do that approval. Then if you need mental support from the General Africa, they also discuss with them. They will not discuss with their meeting for you before you now send an action. Just to tell you that you have people to support you from our team, the central program manager and the state program manager for you. So relate with them at all times. If you have any questions, you ask them, they provide answers immediately. So, okay, so this is just financial administration. After the financial administration, funds shall be disbursed on quarterly basis. After that, then submitted online through your funding partners' online reporting portal. All additional or extra expenses besides one agreed in the engagement or contract letter or provided in this framework shall require written from the General Administrative Office by email. So don't spend any money you're not asked to spend except for your own personal money. Okay? Okay, now okay. So these ones before we're just at the end, let's go on break on this. Again, we mentioned here. What does that mean? Sustainability, continuity. So how do you continue? Assuming that Jiro says tomorrow, okay, we have nurtured you, now win you, now continue on your own. Do you have plans in your school projects without us coming in? William, can you handle city together? If we decide today, what plans do you have to sustain it? Amaka, what plans do you have? Yes, most of the response will come from Onyisi. That's the lead from the day, I understand that. Within among you, you also have an idea, because if you're having a meeting with her to give her ideas on how to sustain this plan. One, do you think it's something you would like and continue? Do you think it's something you would love to have? So it doesn't look like somebody's pushing you to do what you're not supposed to do. I'm now asking, Osile, do you think it's something you would like to continue having in your school, whether G-roll is there or not? So if the question is yes, then what do you think? How do you think you can sustain that? Just your idea, just what do you think you can do? Your personal ideas. I'm asking anybody. Yeah, just speak on your own. What do you think we can do? Let me start with Bohai. What do you think we can do to sustain it?
According to my little ability.
Not your little ability.
You are not hearing me. Okay. I said the little I can do is to still keep picking children that has the leadership potential and keep speaking to them.
Okay.
Telling them that they can do something to make the country a better place.
To sustain the program in your school, sustain the program means after this season, if you're not coming in for season 5, you continue season 5 on your own. So what do you think we can do to make sure that this program is sustained in your school?
It's to reach out to individuals or, like you said, people that matters, that have interest in this, or that know you can discuss with about this LIONNA of their age. That will share the same view with you.
Okay.
That will want to participate.
Okay.
They can assist.
Okay.
Because it's a great responsibility that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is one.
Okay, I'm only providing some ideas I think they should run with, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, as a continuity plan. Now we are looking at one of the things I think should be done is, like she said, we can have a letter, a written letter approved from the school to individuals, head of state, community, even banks, because all these people do community services. It's just that at times they might not know where to channel it. And that might be bringing me to one of the questions that I put down. Then that's one. Secondly, we can also talk to parents. If we have a way of maybe introducing a little pen to their maybe additional for people that are interested. Some parents might also want to run with it. But before we do that, we need to find out that what is the cost of a term, that's a cycle, which is 6 months for a particular child. Then when you look at that, you can now either add it, depending on what the school, thank God the Queen School CEO is here, you know, add it to the parents that are interested. That's another means. We can also, not us waiting until when Giro backs out. I also think it's something they can start now. What do I mean? Have a separate account, call it the Young LIONNA account. Do you understand? Maybe from time to time, they might do something they call the Young LIONNA Day. Create activities, create some certain things, like all these ministers, all these things, and use it like a kind of, will I say, launching or just anything. Just create activities that might yield resources.
Okay.
And you do that, even if it's, no matter how little it is, you keep putting it into the account. And lastly, you know where I'm coming from now. After that, you invest, and you know, investment will always be there. You invest whatever Young LIONNA has, and it will be reproducing. Do you get it? That's my little contribution.
Okay. Okay, well, let me just make a very quick remark. Let me tell you that this program is designed with sustainability plan in mind. Do you know how? It's designed in such a way that it does not need too much resources to run. You don't have to go and break a bank to do that. And that's why we try to provide initial facilities that we think that might hands in the beginning. Providing modern internet, television for teaching. For schools that do not have systems and computers, we also provide laptop for them. These are the huge things. Everything you need is a place to stay, which already you have. The teachers that will run it, which already you have. Then, except you now want to add color in terms of t-shirts, right? Or special gift incentives at the end. These are the only two. But again, you can run without t-shirts. And that is why we said our own sustainability, our own way of also trying to support you is to make sure that after providing those facilities, giving you training as well. Training is also part of the resource we are giving, like you're here today. Giving you that training, so you have the teachers, you have the hall, you have the students, you have the visuals. We can only come at the end as our we're still partners. We don't want to leave you forever. At least to come at the end to say to the students, congratulations with incentives, thank you for being part of this, and we have so much hope. And the nation of the shoulder of Africa, or you have the Africa and the nation on Nigeria on your shoulder, to give you that little pep talk that will encourage them, to live up to their purpose. So when you see it this way, you discover that you don't need much to run that. There's nothing like breaking that if you don't do, that the program wouldn't run in your school. Now, if you want to add color, like I said, if you're thinking about the t-shirts, you're thinking about the food, the refreshments for the kids, these are you can do it without the t-shirts. But even if you want to bring just more refreshments, these are the little things that you can support with little finance. So it doesn't have to be like you need so much money, you need hundreds of thousands or millions to run. And with this, you can run it perfectly. So even if you decide not to come at the end, even if it's exercise books, just few packet exercise books and pen or biro or math set to give them as gifts. Even if you don't have to give like school bags like we do, it's enough. So you can think of more money when you now want to add more color. There are a lot of colors you can add there to make it rich. But we plan there that the basics shouldn't cost you much. The basics shouldn't cost you much. And again, if you are coming to schools, rich schools like the Queen's Model, honestly, I also want to also have it on record that even though we are trying to say, okay, we are sponsoring like 10 kids, 15 kids, Queen's Model is the first school that double the number of kids we are sponsoring. And please, that's why I say it's so much encouragement and inspiration to see that you meet partners that will find out your idea and run with it. Like theirs, they have their 2 campuses running that. So any school can do that. Any school can do that. So we don't need to break banks to do all that. Even the so-called television, these are all one-off provisions. It's not like every session you buy a new television, right? Now, coming to the sustainability plan, like she mentioned, now seeking support from your surroundings and stakeholders or from parents and so on and so forth is also a way of increasing your publicity. Because when people know that you have a kind of partnership, the program brings a lot of richness and wealth to your school. So it's not only how to spell and 1 + 1. We are inculcating ideas, values that will make them live up to their purpose. So that tomorrow, maybe when he's in one of his home, relaxing, thanking God for the work, and all of you in your own country homes, thanking God for the job well done when you are still strong, you discover that one person becomes a powerful leader that will change the whole generation, and that person passed through. Do you know, you kneel down, you will be shedding tears that this is the product of my efforts. And you never know whom that could be. That little thing we are doing today, looking as if you are wasting our time, it's not a waste of time. There's something that gets into them that I will never forget. The things I know today, most of them are the things I saw just my father did carelessly, and I picked them. Something I see people do. Influence comes from seeing. So how much more when we are doing it intentionally and deliberately? So sustainability first comes from interests. You really want to do it because we are seeing values it brings to the kids and it brings to your school and the nation entirely. And I tell you, to sustain it won't cost you so much. But again, you might want to involve the stakeholders like she mentioned, write letters to also increase the publicity and also give people opportunity to be part of the success story of this program in your schools. So thank you so much. I think this ends this first session. So we'll just go on break. Yes, okay, sorry, questions. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, time for questions, exactly. Go ahead.
Sorry, my questions, I'll be directing it to the schools that are involved.
Okay.
Okay, this one is for the both school, Osili and the Queen's Model. I want to find out, do you people really give the, what's it called, the snacks or whatever we have? Is it for every class or just once in a month?
Not every
Not
session.
every session, okay. And I want to find who sponsors that. Is it from the school or from? Okay. Osili, please.
That
The question. Yeah.
the refreshment I give to the children.
So please, this occasionally, can we get it? Sir, please, we need to note it. Is it occasionally, is it just when you want to, or when something comes, or is it intentional? You know, there's some
Does you have a
like
fixed time, like say,
time you do
maybe
that.
every third week of the month or every first week of the month, we do snacks or refreshment.
Okay,
fourth week. Every fourth week.
Okay. So who sponsored it? The HM.
Okay, headmistress.
Okay. Okay, sir, please, we need to take note of that too.
Okay. Come on.
Then, for the both school now, this will also help in the continuity that we're talking about sustainability plan. Do we already have a documented pictures and videos, let's say from the onset when the program comes to your school? Do you have something you can, if somebody say, let's see what you have done? Do you have something you can show for that? As in compiled together and
sorry, excuse me. Hold on there. Let me show you something.
My name is still Mrs. Daniel Ogechi, a coordinator of Young LIONNAs Club, Maraba. The topic of our lesson today is leaders as citizens first. We are trying to make the children understand that before you become a leader, a good leader at that, you must be a good citizen. And for you to be a good citizen, you have to make some sacrifices. You have to keep to the rules and regulation of your community, school, and the nation. You have to behave well, and everything about you have to speak for you, wherever you find yourself. So these are what we are expecting from any child that wants to be a citizen or anybody at all. There are three main common ways that you can be a citizen. So who can tell me the three main common ways you can be a citizen? When you are being born in that particular place, your parents came from there, and they gave that to you there. Do you understand? But by character is through your behavior. And they expect you to behave well as a citizen of a nation. You cannot be living in a particular place and your attitude is telling something else. Some people came into the nation just to make money. Some don't love their country.
For you to love your country and be a good citizen.
Be a good citizen.
I learned that we should always share with our friends.
Okay, share with others. Yes?
I learned that it is good to clean the place you make a mess.
Yes?
To be a good citizen, we have to help.
Help others that are in need.
To be a good citizen, we have to respect our elder ones.
Respect your elders. That's a good one. There are so many lessons.
For us to be a good citizen, we have to help out in the house.
Yes, help us in the house. Chores.
To be a good citizen, we have to work hard. To be a good citizen, we have to help our parents with the house chores. To be a good citizen, we must learn how to clean up after we make a mess. To be a good citizen is to always listen to our teachers.
With all these things you mentioned, that means you will not be dubious in character. That means you will not be tricky. That means you will always be truthful, decent. We are focusing on today to make the children become good citizens by their character. We start from the way they behave at home, here in school, and every other place they may find themselves, in the church or mosque or anywhere, any social gathering. They have to behave well. They don't need to be known with any dubious character such as stealing, cheating, fighting, and so on and so forth. They have to be truthful. They have to love one another, share their things, do their home fun, obey their parents, do their house chores, and that makes them good citizens. These are what will make them, when they grow with it, they can actually become good leaders tomorrow. Because if their attitude is not good, there is no way they will grow with a good character and be able to lead our country if they are opportune to be in the government. So this is the reason why we want to start now to inculcate in them that attitude they need to grow with in order to make a good leader tomorrow.
So this is a media resource from one of our sister partners in Nasarawa State. And the first time we made provision for this. I remember the first time you guys started, we also provided money for media coverage. And we asked you to make out this out of it. So this is their own, and it becomes their own resource. So that's like what she's saying. So even if you're now going to meet partners, these are things that can be in your website to know that they run this. They'll see it and say, okay, I think these guys are doing something. So it's different from when you are now talking to them by mouth, as if it's when they now bring money before you start. So you've already started and it's ongoing. It's just for them to support. So this is just a very good example of that 4 to 5 minute documentary of your school club. Helps in your own publicity and also for your sustainability plan to invite stakeholders and partners that would also join you. Okay. Even in your school, if new parents are coming, they see this, they know that this school is serious. Okay.
Okay, please, I want to encourage us, if we don't have something like this, please, let's ensure that we get one when we can, because that's what we can use, like we said, for the sustainability plan we are looking at. Okay, the next question goes to this model, right? And for what I gathered this morning, do we want 2 sessions of Young LIONNA club, or the primary idea?
No, the 2 sections, we have 2 primary sections, one that's Igoriba and one that's Luka.
Wow. So who sponsors the 2?
We have 15 PPUs.
Okay, if you don't mind, yeah, they have 2 schools, campuses, and they are running it in both. Yes.
Okay, the facilitator for the both are there.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Please, let's put our hands together for them.
Oh, CEO.
That's wonderful.
I know.
What they have done already, we don't have any clear sustainability plan.
No, they've already sustained themselves.
They are sustained.
See, I think you
They have gone beyond sustainability.
no, they have. They have already done that already, and we're also using them as the model for others to,
Just like their name.
yeah, to emulate Prince model. So thank you for that, and so we are coming to the end of this session. Any other question? Any other question? On this, please, any part you don't understand? Any other question? Let me help you to clarify that. There are about 14 different sections I mentioned from the program implementation framework. Yes, go ahead.
Why are we here?
Yes.
For the first time. So when the video is playing like this,
Yes.
so I understand why am I now? Why I'm here?
You're here, okay.
Yes.
you know, yeah, it just like.
Okay.
Okay.
You're telling us that we are teaching. Okay. And this is our topic.
Yeah.
Today is today our topic is leadership.
Okay.
So
Leadership
today
as citizens.
is leadership.
Okay.
Okay, people.
Okay.
Say it because we are using the lesson plan.
Yes.
Yes.
The traditional teaching method.
Yes.
No, it's not what we are bringing up here. It's not. It's not. Okay. But that's the main session we are going into after our break. So you now see how to facilitate. You know, it will be so easy and just natural. It just flows. Sorry, Ubahai. Yeah.
Is there any way we can reach out to the old LIONNA children that will settled or that have passed?
Reach out to do what for them?
As meeting together.
Yes.
Because some will just after that section they go and that's it.
Very absolutely correct. You have it there.
It's a kind of, I wrote it as a
Okay.
as a compliment and a suggestion that please if we can have a way of monitoring our graduates and having a time of coming all together, having like one year day. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I wanted to throw it at the end. It's a very good one, which means like minds. Some people are thinking out
I
loud.
actually have in mind
It's really
my
nice.
little vision to create big, huge. I wouldn't know at what time because I'm also looking at, because they are children, I don't know whether if something their parents would support, to create a conference of Young LIONNA alumni wherever they are. And that's why I always ask you to keep, even after graduation, keep their contacts and their parents, have them in your file, that we can send letters to them to say, okay, Enugu is hosting, wherever you are, let's have a big coming together. That will be an opportunity even for us to know where are we, what are we, what are we doing, your purpose, your program, your career, how are you living up to expectations? Do you need some leadership support among each other? So people will share their stories and success stories. You know, it becomes a, so when you mention it, I know you are talking in the spirit. Yeah, so well. But again, I think it's something we can also advise schools to start doing, even in their own. Don't wait for the bigger conference at the level of the Giro. You know, within the schools, once in a while, maybe during your graduation, each graduation, invite the olds, even if they can come and just do, what do you call it? Is it parade? During, they are giving you, that time they are giving you your hair. What? See, okay, here. When we are graduating our students, they will walk through with their gowns and is it parade they call it? Procession. So they could come as old Young LIONNA with their, if they have uniform, if we can, however we're going to package them, to just parade as the alumni for that school before we now give to the new school. It has a way of, do you know, this whole packaging, you know what it's for? The way we are packaging evil in this country, let's start packaging something good. That we respect these guys. This man is laughing. You know, the way you are packaging Yahoo, all this kind of, they say, this guy, how many houses? Can we start packaging attitude, character? For the fact you pass this school and you are showing and displaying and demonstrating that values, wherever you are, you're a source of light and we respect you. Look at them. They are doing procession. These guys are too much. And somebody will say, who are they? We'll tell them. They are leaders of tomorrow. True leaders of tomorrow, not ordinary ones. And so on. So I think it's a good thing, something we're going to note. And I think we'll also start probably design small programs with the school and share with you to bring it in. That thing like procession, I think we need to be inviting them if they are around. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for that.